Okay, guys, welcome back to another episode of Let Me Finish. I'm your host, Janice.
I'm Jillian.
And we have a special guest with us today. Who is it, girl?
I'm Stacy.
Oh, y'all missed that. Stacy.
Hey, y'all. I miss y'all.
Guys,
it's been a while since
it
I've been
has
on.
been a while since Stacy's been on, but it's been even longer since we've been back. So just want to say, life's been lifing, y'all. Okay. I know I talked to you guys a while ago about just stuff going on with me, and I think I just needed a bit of a break just to kind of catch my breath a bit. I think while I was going through what I was going through, I was trying to keep everything going, and I probably just needed to take a break, and so I just took that much needed break. So yeah, that's why we've been gone, but I feel much better. I feel like I'm ready to jump in, and I thought, what a better way to jump back into podcasting than talking about the biggest show of the summer.
Yeah.
Love Island. Because I want to say first and foremost, yes, it was a huge show. Yes, it was very entertaining, but there was also a lot of pieces that I felt like need to be talked about, especially in the climate of our country. And I know you guys, whoever's been on here, and I know a lot of people have been listening for a long time. We've been our opinions on certain pieces, especially when it comes to misogyny, when it comes to Black women and our place in this world, in this country in particular. And this season really highlighted a lot of the things that we have talked about. And I think it's just in real time. So I think it's important that we talk about it in real time because acknowledgement is a huge part, right?
Yeah.
I think acknowledging things of that nature is going to be how we get better.
And I think for me, so this was my first time watching Love Island, and it's season 7. So I was a late starter. My 16-year-old daughter was heavily invested in it, and my older daughter, she's 26.
Take with that what you will.
They were
16,
right.
Old
so
enough.
At that point, I said, you know what? Let me see what this is about, so that I can watch it with her. So I it took me 2 days to get all the way caught up to episode 18 is where I came in. Episode 18. And for me, I'm so happy that I actually watched it, because I watched it with my 16-year-old, and it opened up conversations for us to, because either way, whether I allowed her to watch it or not, she was going to watch it. It literally was all that was on social media. It was all over TikTok. Me telling her don't watch it, she's going to do it. So my thing was let's do it together.
I personally, I
think
so you can have the conversation.
Well, I think that there has been a conversation about, is it too mature for certain ages?
12-year-old, 12,
really.
13, I think so. 16, no.
To be fair, once you're in high school, you're seeing all that stuff.
You're seeing all that stuff anyway.
All that making out, all of
Yes.
that. And I think it's better to be a parent and say, hey, listen,
let's talk about,
as you're watching these types of things, how do you feel about how she's treated after she had sex with him?
And with talking about that type of stuff either. So for us, it was great bonding. We watched every episode together once I got caught up. But now, for me, after the show is over, it's sparking bigger conversations for us that I can also talk to her. Important conversations. Yeah. More real conversations, because the show is over.
Let's say, and you have daughters, and you have dark-skinned daughters. Right? So that's a huge part. That's a big part of what we're going to talk about today.
I love that, because, yes, my younger daughter is darker complected, and I'm extremely light-skinned. Yeah. Right?
Right. It's a thing.
Yeah. Extremely.
Make fun of us. Okay, we don't make fun of her. We don't.
I'm kind of pale.
She's melanin deficient.
I loved that there was 2 dark-skinned women on there, just gorgeous, beautiful,
unambiguously Black women.
Right.
Yes.
So I don't know.
Yeah, and they very much embraced their Blackness, and I think that was
I loved her
something they may not have liked.
That
role model.
That to see.
I like it.
I love it.
And so so I wanted to let's go back to because I want to make sure we do discuss this kind of in an organized way, because there is so many pieces to it. And so we are gonna touch on all of it, right? We're gonna touch on the hood of it all, the toxic behavior between her and Jeremiah, the love bombing, the word scamming. We're gonna talk about those things. We're gonna there's other things, like post reunion, Ace's interview, yes, but I want to make sure we kind of do it in an organized manner so we don't really miss on those important pieces of the conversation. So And then for the live, and so just so the podcast knows, we are live on TikTok right now on my page, Janice Housen. So if you Sunday, so to just as a heads up, this is the first time we're doing it. I do plan to start uploading our videos on YouTube, but yeah, this is our first like visual experience. So just as a heads up, if I'm explaining things on the podcast, or if I'm explaining things on the live, like it's because we are also a podcast, and the podcast is called Let Me Finish, and then M as in Mary, the number 3, and then finish. So if you guys are listening and want to know how you can find us, we do have a social. It's linked on my TikTok page. So
give us grace, guys. This is our first time going live.
Exactly. And we can't answer questions. I know there might be questions coming, but we're unable to answer questions in anything during the live because obviously it's kind of far away from me. So I'm unable to answer questions. But needless to say, please comment in the chat and you guys have conversations amongst each other. Again, the whole point of this is so we can really have a deep conversation. So Love Island. Let's start there. Jillian does not watch the show, right? So I do also want to, for our audience members who don't watch the show, let's talk about what the show is, right? So Love Island, as a summary, right? It is 5 male islanders, 5 female islanders. They come to an island for love, but they are tempted by what are called bombshells. So you couple up, 5 couples in the beginning, and then there's tests throughout. And then you can decide if you want to couple up with different people based off of your vibes, based off of, do I feel this person? Do I not feel this person? Whatever it is. And then at the end, the couple who wins, they have a chance to, they win $100,000 and they have a chance when they draw to. So first thing I like to point out, and I want to point out, is because there's been a lot of conversation of, people are not there for love. People are there for the wrong reasons. People are talking about followers and fame and count. I want to be clear. I feel like if this was a show just about love, it would not have a cash prize at the end. Right?
Right.
There are other shows out there. Married at First Sight. Love is Blind. All these 90 Day Fiance. These are shows that don't have a monetary at the end.
Love After Lockup.
Love. Listen, I like Love After Lockup. Okay, Love After Lockup is funny. I'd be like, hey, if you get it where you can get it, right? So anyway, so again, so I hated this whole conversation about throughout the season of they were here for fame, they were here for followers, they were here for clout. I'm like, well, duh.
Well, yeah, most of them
Who's
were
not going on TV for a little clout,
especially since it's season 7, and they probably whoever's been cast, they've seen success of prior cast members. Exactly. And then also I believe with, now this is what I've heard through the grapevine, is that both Shelley and Alandria, for sure Alandria, that the producers actually had been trying to get them on the show
her for 3 years.
For several years, trying to get her on the show.
Since 2022.
This was Alandria's 3rd time, and she was almost not going to do it, and she said, you know what, I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
They recruited her. I think Huda actually applied.
She did. Okay.
Yes.
So I would say, for me, from what I see, majority of people who are on Love Island and make it to the show are recruited.
Yes.
There are a few
in their DMs is what I heard them say.
They go through it. You know why? Because they have some type of social media presence.
They already had
They look good on their social media. Yes. They're traveling. They're having fun. And they're like, these are the type of people we want. Yes. So again, for it to be this running thing. Now, I want to point out to Jillian's point, last season, it was much bigger than, it got much bigger than it had ever been. Season 6, and that's the part I want to talk about. Because season 6...
So there's a big leap between 5 and 6.
Correct.
And because of how season 6 ended up, is why it was so popular, maybe even more popular season 7.
Yep. So, because, again, like, Love Island has been going on since UK. Right? This show has been going on for the last 7-8 years. Right? So, but again, Love Island USA, before Love Island USA came on. So again, and then it got popular, but it wasn't that popular. So that was a big difference, I feel like, from season 6 to season 7, is the conversation about America like the fourth wall was completely broken down. Like there was a conversation consistently about America not liking certain people. I get to talk with America. Let me see what America thinks about me. It's a constant conversation from the jump.
Well, explain that, because America gets to vote, right? For those that have not watched.
Gotcha. Okay, so for people who don't watch, in the show, there's many different eliminations to where you're coupling up, and then certain people, like if you don't have a couple, like America can decide whether or not they want to choose you or keep you around. And so America's, I want to put this person with this person. And so Love Island prompts people on the app to vote for their favorite couple, for their favorite person, you know, this new person, who do you want them to be with? So they're breaking up couples left and right. Right? So again, but the conversation has never been this big. Now, granted, is that because the producers, it has always been a thing and producers never shown us? And now this time they're showing us?
Well, if they're actively recruiting people based on how popular they are, you're instantly getting built-in viewers as well. Isn't that a big part of it too?
Exactly. And that's my whole thing. Who goes on a reality TV show, especially one day they're like, I mean, I've heard of it. It's pretty big. It's okay. And not think I'm going to get followers out of this.
But here's the thing. I also think that the way the show is set up, because how long are they on this island?
I think it was 6 weeks.
6 weeks total, a month and a half.
So just imagine somebody
or 8 weeks, 2 months.
I think they're there. I think they
From May
filmed for
to
6
July.
weeks, but they're there ahead of time to get ready.
A long time.
So here you're taking two months to 2.5 months out of your life. Now I got a regular job,
and some of them did. Some of them did. They
and
did have
so
regular jobs.
you have
regular jobs. Like Alandria was an elevator salesman. Let's just say that.
Elevator, escalator. She actually is educated.
She straight up said, she was like, I would be on my team's calls and, girl, I'm not supposed to be here. I'd be too good for this.
She made good money though. I mean,
exactly. So
she was doing her thing.
You have to take a leave of absence from your job.
There's an engineer on there
in case things don't work out.
Elaine.
So there's you really have to. It just depends on a living to be able to even to do this now. Which I did hear. What is her name? Huda. So she has how many kids?
Just one.
Girl.
Okay. Just one.
I'm just asking you.
I don't know. But she was already an influencer before coming into Love Island.
Right. And so I'm just like, so for her,
she had a big following.
You still have a child,
decent size.
But that's still, even if you're just an influencer and that's your job, imagine being away from your child for 2 months.
I don't think she cares. Sorry.
Listen, I will say, I mean, we are getting a little, I just want to quickly say about that, like, I do get it. Huda has a child, but I do also feel like had she not been a woman, there would not be any conversation about it. So I feel like just because she's a woman, she also is a young 24-year-old woman. She still deserves to have experiences in life, especially experiences that you can't always come by. So I do not fault her for taking this experience and being away from her child for 6 weeks.
And I want to add, the child is not left with like a cousin or friend. The child is with the father, who's very active, and he's very and has spoken very well about her being on the show and has no problems with it.
And allegedly she was the main caretaker for the daughter up until these 4 years. So he's been in the army. So he's also been deployed.
Little girl's 4, I think.
So
5. He has no problem. He's always posting little girl. He always takes up for her. People have been coming for her, and he was like, actually, she took the picture.
And he also keeps saying, like, hey, like, you know, what you guys are saying about my, you know, it's going to probably affect my daughter's mental health at some point in time.
So
but that's also on Huda as well. So.
Her child is well taken care of. Let's just put that out there.
Okay. I'm not going to say that lady's name. Her. Because Huda, I don't know if I'd be saying her name like that.
Have a nickname for her?
What can we call her? Girl, I bet they say it in all the chat too.
Let me see what they're saying in the chat. Go ahead.
Oh, you gotta mute your phone though.
I will.
Let's see. What is it? Houdini. People are calling her Houdini.
Why?
We can call her Houdini because she's always trying to get all these escape trips. She's always escaping to answer the question. She's always doing these little tricks. Like, baby, no, answer the question. So,
she's dodging.
Nonetheless, let's moving right along. So again, I just want to point out that I was going to say that it's crazy to me that Ace kept talking about scamming and love bombing America, and we'll get to it, but Ace admits in his interview that he, in fact, was a scammer. So, whatever. So season 7, let's talk about it. So early on in season 7, they started making and drawing comparisons to last season. So last season got really big because of a group called PPG. It was 3 girls. Janae, Serena, and Leah. Leah she is Middle Eastern.
What is PPG?
It stands for Powerpuff Gang, is what they said.
Okay.
So it's just like their little clique name. And people clung to it. People really were into it. People clung to it. And they had a great story. So, again, they basically wanted the same. It seemed like they wanted to capture lightning in a bottle again. Yeah. Right? So they casted Huda, Middle Eastern girl, these 2 dark-skinned girls that come in together just like last season. That was going to be, Olandria and Shelly, and then it's those 3 in the and it literally just comes together just like the season before.
That's what I thought too. I was like, oh, this is just like kind of like.
It seemed like they were trying to go in that direction. Well, I want to already think, but okay, cool, it's gonna be this cute story with them, and I love it. But then quickly,
well, no, it was that way for a while.
Yes. And before I get into the Mean Girls thing, I do want to talk about her relationship with Jeremiah. I feel like we should talk about that first.
Oh, Huda
and Jeremiah. Yeah. Okay. So let's say they all bond and click right away, those 3 girls. And then they couple up. The guys come in, they couple up. There's a guy named Jeremiah. Jeremiah and Huda both like each other instantly. It's pretty clear. She chose 2 people. Huda decided to kiss Jeremiah and Ace, and decided on Jeremiah. Okay. All right. Now, this is where the first, I feel like, problem starts. Because, and so then the other girls are going and they're kissing their 2 guys. Well, one of the girls decides they want to kiss Jeremiah and Ace, too. And instead of Jeremiah kissing her back, he decides to turn his cheek and, hey, I'll hit you with the cheek. So, yeah, but Ace kissed her full on. Just went in, and then he was like, damn, I fucked up. I messed up. So you're thinking, cool. So immediately I feel like Ace didn't like it because it kind of changed up his game a bit. Because of that, Shelly got taken from him and the girl ended up choosing him. I think that was the first time Ace's feathers were ruffled. Right? Okay. So that's my first thing. So then Huda and Jeremiah are in this relationship or coupled up. Mind you, this is 2 days in. 2-3 days in, they are locked in. They can't think about nobody else. It's me and you against the world. The other Islanders did not like this. And he took it upon himself to make his entire experience from that point until it ended about what Jeremiah and Huda were doing. And I think that was people's issue with him. I think that's when people began to have an issue with him.
He clearly did not want Jeremiah there and did not like Jeremiah for whatever reason.
Yeah, and so I've been watching a lot of podcasts, and they're like, he must have been triggered by something that Jeremiah was doing.
He was triggered.
He seemed triggered.
It seemed like he tried to control the situation in the villa, like how he was very manipulative.
Well, he would sit around and say things along the lines of, I see this, this, and this. Y'all don't see that? Am I the only one? So it almost makes the group go, yeah, I see it too. Yeah, you're right. Like, it's like, why are you can have your opinion about something and say, this is what I feel is going on, and move accordingly. You're a leader. I get that. You're a person that likes to speak up and speak your opinion. But I feel like, to Austin's point, and I don't like Austin.
But his interview, I do not like him. Podcast, it was so good.
He actually had a lot of great insight. I don't like him he just seemed like just a weird fucking dude. Weird dude, right? I don't care for him. So, but either way, I feel like he made points, and he was like, why is Ace so passionate about this? Look at him. Why is he over here flailing his arms? I'm like, why don't you focus on you coupling up?
And just to add, Ace is also he was the youngest guy.
He was the youngest.
He was 22.
22 and the shortest. I think that's needs to be acknowledged.
Oh, okay.
I do think
you know how he gets about
that's a thing. Like, bro, listen,
that got him triggered.
I agree with Shelly. If that man says he's 5'10", then by golly, he's 5'10".
But I think he's like 5'6", realistically.
No, he absolutely. And as a 5'7" woman, I know what a 5'10"
there's this
looks
girl.
like.
She said
he could be 5'9",
she said she was,
but absolutely not. He's not no 5'7".
No, there was this girl that said she's like 5'6", and she said when she met him, she was like, he's 5'6".
Shelly's 5'7". I at no point saw him look anywhere close to her height unless she was in heels.
No, I saw a picture of him and Shelly. They had him on a booster seat. Oh, you didn't see that picture?
No, it's not a booster seat. It was a joke. That was literally AI. So
that was not really a booster seat.
That was not really a booster seat. You gotta be careful with these AI. And it was with his feet dangling on that furniture.
No.
Okay, there's that one where they kind of blow up the picture.
It
is a thing.
No, this one is like from one of their shoots.
It's another AI. Girl, I'm telling you right now.
So you think he's 5? I think he's like 5'6", 5'7".
Absolutely not. He's not Shelly's height. I know that for
you think
sure.
He's like 5'9"?
Because when she was standing there in heels, when they first coupled up, he was still slightly taller than her. Slightly. No, she was slightly taller than him, but she had really tall heels on.
I've seen other videos of them together where she has heels on. And
I know what it looks like as a 5'7" woman.
And he's
anytime
shorter.
I put on this type of heel, a 5'10" man, I am damn near eye to eye with a man that is 5'10" when I'm 5'7". Even when you're 5'10", like, look, you've seen, listen, I'm going to say, my cousin, he's 5'10". Do we not look like we're damn near the same height?
Well, he looks way taller than
Do we
Ace
not
to me,
look
personally.
like we're the same height? Me and him. Our cousin I'm talking about. We look like we're the same height. And he's 5'10".
I feel like Ace is like 5'7", though.
I'm 5'7". That man's not 5'7". There's no way he's 5'7". I know what a 5'7" man looks like.
And he always wears the beanie to make him look a little bit taller.
Sure. I don't know. So anyways, this conversation about his height.
Yeah, this is not.
But the thing about it is, for me, listen, I get it.
I mean, I'm about my weight, so.
But again, I don't really see the point of Ace coming on and people can see why lie. Just whatever. The man said he's 5'10", so I'm gonna go with 5'10". Whatever it is, he's still way shorter than all the men up in there, right? At one point, just so you know, Jillian, the guy that Shelly was really thinking about coupling up, but he was 6'5". So there you go, right? At one point, they actually had them walking together because he asked them to talk to him. That was comical. That was like, y'all are wrong. Mm-hmm. Y'all should have let that man sitting down, and you should just sat down next to him because it was like, it was crazy. It was
the height difference.
The height difference was crazy. So, but going back to, let me talk about Jeremiah. Let me find my notes on Jeremiah. Okay. So Jeremiah and Huda, like I said, they chose each other from day one. But I feel like there were certain narratives that were presented by Huda, right? And production, really. First of all, they made it a big deal with saying that Jeremiah love bombed Huda. And Ace is the one that originally put it out there that he was love bombing her. It could not be farther from the truth that he was love bombing her. Like, when I see a love bomber, it's usually one-sided.
He was not love bombing her at all.
But with the premise of the show, if you're trying to stay in the villa, you want to
stick
do
to
that.
a couple. Yeah,
you have to do that because you're only there for 2 months. You got to pull out all the tricks and
I think what it was is, including Love Island UK, at every single season, there's a couple that stays together from the beginning. It literally always happens. Like, so I don't even understand his qualm about this. Now, whether or not they wanted to explore Huda, he didn't really have a chance. I think it bugged him.
He kind of like...
I think it bugged him that nobody had an opportunity.
Because I think before going into the villa, people were saying that he had been liking some of her posts.
I don't even necessarily think it's because he wanted Huda. I think he just felt like Jeremiah should not be the only one that Huda wants.
Yeah, but Huda was the main one that wanted to like lock in.
Yeah, okay, so to your point. So this is where my thing is. So Huda goes on a podcast and doubles down on the fact that she was love bombed by this man and she can't believe it and she knew all along, blah, blah, blah. Well, I love it because Jeremiah does kind of come back full circle at that reunion and shut her the hell down. Her and Ace. Because he said straight up, love bombing is done with ill intent. Let's start there. And then, of course, Huda's like, no, it doesn't have to be. Well, yes, it does. That's the definition of love bombing.
But she also lied about their conversations. Like, they would be talking about things to do in the future. Like, once they leave, they would do this and they would do that. And then
he pointed that out.
Move out together. But then she went back and told the girls, oh, my God, he says we're going to move in together.
He said he wants to move in together. Well,
but
actually,
that's not what he said.
actually never even confirmed that he would want to move in together.
Exactly.
You brought up moving in together. You said that would be a good step. And he said, we'll see. Like,
right.
you know,
so she
I need to move to the city that you live in. Then we need to kick it. I need to meet the kid. Then we can decide. Like, he was being logical about the steps.
She just lied and told everybody.
Because she went back and told the girls, hey,
he wants to move in as soon as we leave.
So the girls are, mind you, the girls didn't fall for it. Because Alandria was like, oh, Shelly said, he said that? And then Alandria goes, oh, okay, well, good for you. And then she goes, I know somebody's being delusional, but she doesn't need me to tell her she's being delusional. So I'm going to go ahead and support my girl. So I'm like, if she wanted to be a mean girl, if they really wanted to be mean girls, they would have told her about that
But that's
relationship.
because they had been talking on that she had to kill her, because she finally.
Yes, Olandra and him he pulled Olandra, whoever it got pulled, and she kept it real with him. Like, listen.
That's a big responsibility.
I'm not saying not to do it, but it is a responsibility. There is gonna be like the baby daddy thing. That is gonna be a piece. They're gonna have a hold of each other in some way forever. So it is, and they are very young. And Huda needs to understand, like, and that's another thing, Jillian. I don't think I told you in the audience. She did not tell him that she was, either way, yeah.
She was what?
She did not tell him that she was a mother.
Oh,
for a while.
So for a while.
It's like a big secret.
Right. So that was the thing that I had. It was like, first of all, I get it. Like, you want your own identity as a mother. You don't really want to be judged about it. But at the same time, you're a mother. So you're going to have to be like, if they're not into it, they're not into it.
Right.
You can't hide it. And then, because you like me so much now, you're going to be okay with me having a kid. It's either they're going to be okay with it or they're not.
Yeah. Not everybody wants to deal with that or wants to be around a child.
That's okay. I'm sure people will pop in and out, so it's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, it's okay because there's.
Yeah, we're going live, but I mean, if nobody gets on the live, nobody gets on the live. But I wanted to at least like put it out there, so all good audience. So anyway, so I didn't like the fact that Huda, and then when she told him that she was a mother, she tried to make it seem like she tried to weaponize it against him later and be like, oh, he acted different after I told him I had a kid. And that's perfectly okay because you didn't tell him the 100% truth up front. So even if he did switch up, he's allowed to.
He's allowed to do that.
He is allowed to speak for. I mean, I want kids, bro.
Right.
Like, you have to keep that kind of stuff in
so
mind.
fast.
That has to be
one of the first things
things you say.
By the way, I'm a mom.
Yeah.
Yeah, I felt like
that's an important detail.
And then she included the villa in hiding the secret from everybody. She told the girls right away. Mm-hmm. So I'm just like, why did you tell the girls? It's just like it's deceptive, and I didn't like how she went about it. But I'm not a mother, so I can't really speak to that side. But I don't feel like I would do it that way.
But part of it could be her strategy, because like I said, I feel like
I think she wanted to hook him first and then be like, oh, by the way, I'm a mom.
Yeah.
Yeah, she did, because she did give him the nookie pretty dang quick.
And before, to me, you should have told him
I'm not here
first.
to, like, shame, as you call it. I don't judge. Like, bro, like, do what you're gonna do, but then don't sit there and act like because you did that they owe you something.
Because the thing is, you choose to do that with him right up front, but then you tell him episodes later that you're a mom. If he decides to switch up, that's your fault.
I'm pretty sure she did end up sleeping with him before.
She did.
She even told him she was a mother.
So for me, it's like you should.
So you kind of did things backwards.
Because now you're upset that you think he's switching up on you. He probably is because he didn't know that about you at first.
Exactly.
And now it's a lot. And then keep in mind, by the time you told it, you guys had already had a couple hiccups. So it's not a good idea when you have hiccups.
Can I just say, when I was sitting there watching that show, the craziest thing to me, even though they were very toxic, even though she cussed them out, called them all kind of B's and P's and all type of stuff, the craziest thing for me was when they were eating, and she goes. Yeah. She looks at him and she goes, "You need to eat all your food on your plate."
You're a grown man.
He was like, "What?" She was like, "You're a grown man. You need to clean your plate." I was like,
he goes, "Oh, for real? I'm not a grown man now? Okay."
I was like, "What?"
Being a manipulating something to get a certain reaction out of somebody, and when they don't act or say what you want them to say, then you punish them. And that's exactly what she did with Jeremiah. She wanted him to make that pancake.
Yes.
And she wanted him to want to make the pancake. And that's why she was like, well, Taylor made me the pancake. Because that was the whole thing. When she said to finish your stuff on your plate, she was already upset because he had made her an undercooked pancake.
But I'm like, this is one of the most toxic things I have seen on TV.
And then so what she would do is she said that she would go to the kitchen and be like, Taylor, are you going to help me make breakfast? And she's like, why? I was saying that to see if you were going to step up and say, no, I'm going to make you a pancake. That is manipulation. Mm-hmm. That is not a healthy thing to do.
Just ask for what you want.
It was their relationship was very unhealthy.
It's very toxic. And then I'm just like, and then you turn around and tell him he's not doing enough. But then also turn around and say that that he was love bombing you. You can't love bomb somebody and also not do enough. It contradicts itself. And Jeremiah straight up said it.
Exactly.
And then for me, when they try to flip it on her and say, so what do you think about that? She's like, I'm over it. I'm okay. Like, bro, so you're just not gonna. acknowledge the fact that you literally put a narrative out there that he's a love bomber and he love bombed you.
Who put the narrative out there? Was it Ace or was it her?
It was 100% Ace.
Okay, so
it was 100% Ace.
But she kept saying
she did not mention that word. She doubled down on it.
He's a manipulator.
But she did not mention that word until Ace said
it. And he put that out there to America, and she just was like, okay.
So let's talk about Ace's interview. So this is post the reunion.
Okay.
And
the interview's about Nickelandria. You haven't really.
Well, the interview is not about Nickelandria. He actually talked about the entire experience in a small section. Yes. So we're gonna. That's what I'm saying. We're gonna talk about each of these things and then kind of go through the whole thing from start to finish, and then we'll circle back and start from the beginning with the Mean Girl stuff. But let's finish because this is the Jeremiah and Huda side, right? Because like we said, the guy Ace, he was completely obsessed with whatever reason this relationship, and I have my thoughts of why he was obsessed with it, but I don't know for sure. We don't know for sure, right? But all I know for sure is that he started the narrative of scammer. Mm-hmm. He said he was scamming, used those words, and said y'all cannot tell me he's not. So then he put that on everybody else. Y'all don't see that shit. Y'all have to be blind, like type shit. Mm-hmm. Like that's crazy. You shouldn't say like okay. Then the love bombing. This is what love bombing is. This is what love bombing is. This is what love bombing is. No, like, bro, if they're both reciprocating it back to each other, it's not. How is that love bombing? He's not manipulating her to get his way. And his way in what?
Yeah.
He's not trying to assert dominance. What does he need to dominate her for? That is what love bombing is for. The point of love bombing is so you can assert dominance over somebody.
I mean, she was asserting the dominance over him.
100%. 100%. He did not have a very loud voice in that villa, and I think after the reunion, he found his voice.
Oh. She spoke to him she called him a little B, a little P.
Like I did see that clip.
She called him every name, but she called him everything but a child of God.
I don't think you should. Like as a man, I don't know how he sat there and didn't even say anything.
Honestly, he's gonna be on man. Right thing. As a white passing woman, he did the right thing.
He did,
because he would have gotten crucified
if he had
responded just the way Ace did when he kind of went and had that verbal sparring with Amaya.
He was
and
shocked.
He really didn't go have a verbal sparring. So there's a girl and Ace has a verbal sparring match with her. Not really, but he was crucified for that.
Yeah, I mean, I think he was shocked when she spoke to him that way. I was shocked. I think he was just shocked. I'm like.
Yeah. I mean, but sometimes that's some people's personalities are not very confrontational.
He's not confrontational at all.
Yeah, right. You have to, and unfortunately, it sounds like if this is Huda, as her MO, she would pick up on that and use that as an excuse to be able to do what she wanted, and knowing that she would have to.
She likes talk. Some women thrive in toxic relationships like that, and I think I think she just likes.
No.
To be chased and to be a lot of. Some women just love drama. It keeps.
Oh, okay. So I do feel like we do have a responsibility to talk about this piece. Then, I do. So, Huda did an interview on Call Her Daddy, and she did allege and allude to the fact that she was SA'd by her father. Mm-hmm. So there is that piece of it, and for me, it was like, okay, if this. Because again, she never confirmed it. So it's if this is true. That's why I'm saying if. Because if she said with her whole like she said, this happened to me, I want to believe the victim. But again, she never said it. But she definitely inferred heavily that this happened to her. She used the word grooming. So again, that says to me you were SA'd. And it does for me fall in line with a lot of her behavior. Her need to... protecting down her years, her need to be chosen, her constant competition with her that she had with Shelly, and even her
she moves weird.
The way she was sexually, like it was very like okay. It does give victim. It does give like you had something happen to you. Mm-hmm. It does give that, and I feel for her. If something happened to her, I feel for her, and I don't think that should have ever happened to her. But it does not excuse your behavior. You need to go heal. You need to go become a complete person.
I don't know. For me, I'm not saying it didn't happen to her. She never actually said it happened. She kind of insinuated. But I also know that she's a liar because we've caught her lying multiple times.
She is a liar.
So then it's kind of hard to. But again, is this a manipulation technique?
And I feel like again, because she never actually said the words "it happened," it makes it.
She
it's
also
harder
said
to
nobody
say that it happened.
believes her and her family.
With Huda,
either.
That's hard.
Now
if that's the case.
she's an influencer.
She was
outside of this.
She is still,
a
Influencers.
fitness influencer.
So for her coming on the show, when you have that prior
and
experience,
she applied to be on the show, like she wanted to be on the show.
and I
Because
think
she said some guy told her she couldn't do it. Anyway.
so she's an influencer. So she
came on
she
specifically for
understands
that
when
reason.
it comes to image and how you're portrayed in the public.
Yes.
I think she would have a better understanding of that aspect of everything. So that may play into how she interacts and how she acts on the show, because she knows, hey, this is something that's going out live to millions of people.
I think there are very two distinct sides of Huda. I think there is a protection side of herself where she kind of shuts, like she makes it very PR, like, hey, I've worked on my.
She was not trained.
I think the other side of. Well, no, I do think she was PR trained in the sense that that's why she would weaponize her tears in moments. Mm-hmm. Right?
That's her normal behavior from childhood, because there's things that happened in her middle school. She was saying none of the girls liked her. I think she always knew that she could use her tears. Manipulative. She was always like that. If you look at
my whole point, and that's why I'm saying I feel like she uses either the anger
or the tears,
the cussing you out, or I'm going to use the hey, feel sorry for me.
Right.
It's always one of the two.
She's a very complex
and it's
character.
always very much like, well, you did it too, or they did it too, or we all do it. It's never like, yes, that was wrong. I shouldn't have done it.
No, she loves to apologize. She'll apologize very quick.
It's always but though. It's always a but afterwards.
But her apologies
never I did it and I'm sorry. It's always I did it and I'm sorry, but this also happened.
But and she's not really sorry.
This is why I did it. And she said, you have to take responsibility for making me act a certain way. No, baby, that's not how it works. Your actions are fully yours. Right. Always. 100% of the time. Nobody can make you, they can provoke you, but you always have the choice.
See, I think in the villa, what we saw is who she is to the core. She was manipulative. She was jealous of the other girls. She also, that's who she is. Now, outside the villa, I think she's had some PR training. And at the reunion, she was, I'm beyond that.
I think she had to, because what could you really say?
Right. But when you saw her in the villa, how she acted, even with the other guy, Chris, that she demanded that he cuddle with her immediately, or she would make us laugh. That was crazy. That tells me, no, she's a very complex. I don't feel bad for her, but she's a very complex character. I wouldn't mind just watching her like dated. Listen, very complex.
That's okay. I will say that's the thing about reality TV. Without villains, there is no show.
I wouldn't even say she's a villain. I just felt she was clearly something in it. To me, that's 100%. I would tend to believe
Ace was a villain too, and he did it to himself.
I would tend to believe her allegations based on how some of the when she demanded that he show her affection like that. This is a person who clearly that's not even her type. She don't even want that man like that, but she
needs it.
But she kind of needed him to like do stuff with her.
Oh, apparently. So Chris is a guy that she was coupled up with later on after Jeremiah was kicked off. She had problematic behavior with him as well. At one point, they were in the bed together and she was demanding that he be intimate with her.
And he was like, no.
He was like, no, I'm trying to sleep. And then she was like, okay, well then at least cuddle me. And he was like, no, because I already know where that's going to lead. And then she was just like, 1, 2.
I'm counting
he started ignoring her. Is what.
And she was like, "If you don't do this to me
like,
right
I knew
now,
he wasn't asleep.
I'm gonna make
but
your
he
life
doesn't
hell
want to
tomorrow."
speak to you, and he's allowed to not speak to you.
Because one of the reasons why he was upset is because he had asked her for a kiss a couple earlier, and she was like, "I want to kiss you in front of everybody," but he wanted.
But you want to have sex.
But he was like, "Okay, so you want to do physical things with me." In the bed, but you won't even kiss me in public. So then when she comes into bed that night, he was like, no, I'm tired. Like, I don't want to do this. And she literally was like, I'm going to count to 3. And if you don't do this with me, I'm going to make your life hell tomorrow. Like, I'm not going to
say all those details.
Well, but it definitely she wasn't going to talk to him the next day.
Insinuated that you were attempting to make his life, because she said, if you're not going to...
I'm not going to talk to you tomorrow.
She's like, if you not cuddling me is worth having a bad day all day tomorrow, that's on you.
He was going to have a bad day the next day.
Or for me to be upset all day tomorrow, that's on you.
I'm going to count to 3. And she said, 1, 2.
Okay, then that's very manipulative of her.
Well, if on top of that, it's just like you can't demand
that someone be intimate
affection.
with.
But here's the thing.
That's like assault.
But here's the thing is like when you're demanding affection, what are you getting from that?
She needs it, and that's why I'm saying that's a part of it. I feel like she did have some type of traumatic, experience.
That's why
when it comes to intimacy,
something happened to her in the past. Yeah. Whether it was the father or somebody else, I tend to believe something.
So apparently, Chris did a podcast that was behind a paywall. It was Paul Pierce's. I'm not paying for it. Like, get real. But yeah, apparently he said that she was asked for it every night.
Okay.
That's for every night.
And knowing you're on a show for 6 weeks and you've already done it with multiple.
Listen, I'm not trying to kink shame, but that was crazy work. I was like, dang.
But she wasn't the only one. But I heard that
they really did not really comprehend how much like you can see in those rooms. That's what I heard. That's what some of them said. Okay. Yeah, they didn't realize it was.
But everybody else can sleep. They all sleep in the same room too.
And mind you, the beds are probably this far apart.
They all sleep in the same room with twin beds.
Twin beds,
that far
dang.
apart?
They're like twin beds, right?
No, they're doubles.
Okay,
they're definitely
fine,
doubles.
Double.
Yeah. Say it's a full size.
Maybe
bed.
a full.
It's a full. Yeah.
And they're all in the same room. So these people that are getting it on, everyone can hear them.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, you hear clap. I'm like, golly. like I'm like, that's crazy.
You just ignore it.
I couldn't. And so, but the last part about Jeremiah and Hood, I will say, it really annoyed me that Ace made this such a big deal throughout the season. Mm-hmm. And then in his interview, he admits to working with producers to push certain narratives. So who's the real scammer here?
I think he's the scammer.
You're the scammer. You clearly projected what you were currently doing onto Jeremiah. You definitely did it.
And he already knew Shelly prior to another big thing of discourse.
I don't think that's a big deal. People are making a big...
People
always know each other on that show. People always know each other on that show. Again, they're reaching out to people. These are other influencers. These are not just normal mom like Jane and Joe. This is like other influencers who have a following,
who run in the same circles,
who probably run in the same circles. Because Shelly admitted she knew of Amaya, she knew of Andrina, and then people knew who Ace was, people knew.
But they've kind of contradicted how they knew each other, because there's different stories about when and how they met, but they've known each other since 2022. Apparently.
I mean, even so, they may have known each other more so than they're trying to admit. I don't think they knew each other at all. I think it was one of those things, which I have plenty of people on my Instagram and my socials who I've really never met, and they always try to like my stuff or flirt.
I tend to believe
they saw each other. I don't think they ever saw each other.
Just the one time they saw.
I think it was that far.
But you can know somebody and be acquaintances doesn't mean we know each other. He lives in LA, she lives in New York. Let's there. They're not together, bro.
Yeah.
People were trying to make stories that they were married and they tried to they got on the show together. I'm like, y'all are crazy.
That was a bit much.
Y'all are doing too much.
Mind you, he's 22 and she is 20. Well, he just turned 23 and she's 28. It's a huge age gap there for me. That's
right. That's going to be a problem.
On the show, he was 22.
That's going to be a problem.
But she's 28 now. He's 23. I don't see it
5 year difference.
Especially when the guy is that young.
I think at one point I thought it would last.
I don't think it's
now
last.
I can't because I just feel like I thought he was way more mature for his age.
I thought so too. He's very childish.
It showed me that you are knowledgeable, but you don't put those things into practice.
But he's also very young.
You know what's right. You know what you're supposed to do, but you it totally makes sense. You understand, but your emotions haven't caught up to your mind.
And that's an age thing, probably.
And it's an age thing. Yeah. Because that interview that he did was full emotions.
Full emotions.
It was just emotion. Even the producer side and you revealing that, did we already know that? Yeah. Did we already suspect that?
Call out the producers.
Did we already suspect that the producers set up that Alandria and Nick thing? Yeah, we already suspected that. But we also knew that we wanted to see it. So we were down for it.
Well, I personally did not I did not think that the producers had set up the Taylor thing too, but he also insinuated that Taylor never liked Alandria, that he was influenced to go talk to her.
To be fair, it seemed like it.
I didn't think
The
he was
man straight-
I thought that he did it on his own so he can secure his spot in the villa. I didn't know that they were based. That's even worse.
Well, wait, because so I want to get into that, but I want to talk about the Mean Girls and then Shelly and then Olandria, because I feel like Olandria has the biggest part.
Okay.
But and we'll go through Shelly pretty quick because I stand behind Shelly
I do not.
because she's a black woman, but I'm not really feeling how she's been moving, and I haven't since the beginning.
I don't like how she moves.
I didn't like.
Elaborate on that.
Okay, so. And while we were watching it, I think you guys loved her. And I was just kind of like,
No.
There were a couple things that were said and done, and I was like, I don't like that.
Never loved Shelly.
First thing that I didn't like, and then really the main thing I did not like, is I did not like how she moved with Chris, Ace, and Huda. I just thought that was really weird. So basically, you're with Ace from the beginning, right? So for me, at the end of the day, like, y'all liked each other from the get-go, right? For whatever reason. And now it feels like there's producer influence. Y'all did not couple up for quite some time. When it was clear y'all are into each other. And really ain't checking for nobody else but each other. Right? So, cool. Go off to Casa. They were coupled up at Casa. So they left Casa and they were coupled up. But not exclusive and not locked in is what they call it. Like, to where they're not exploring anybody else. So they were still exploring other people. Shelly decides to explore this guy that's there. And that's Chris. That's a 6'5" guy. Huda also said at the end she had some. Remember in that conversation before she brings back Chris, because remember he was trying to explore Shelly. She and Huda sat down, and Huda was like, "Hey, I'm gonna bring him back, but I'm doing it for you and for me."
She was very clear.
It was for me. It made sense.
It made sense
because you ain't finna choose Chris over Ace.
I don't have anybody right now.
I don't have anybody, and I am interested in him.
Right.
So, and I'm cool if we both explore him.
She's just trying to stay in the villa too. She needs to have someone to couple up with.
And I think ultimately I think Huda was thinking, still seemed like he likes Shelly more, but maybe I'll have a chance because when she goes back, she's gonna be checking for Ace.
Exactly.
I think she did think about it logically and she's allowed to do that.
Logically, it made sense. You have Ace. I'm about to go home if I don't have someone to couple up with. If I bring Chris back, you can still explore Chris. He can still explore you. But at least I'm safe for the moment.
Yeah, because you have somebody.
Because there's someone. Yes, we can come back as a couple. But she doesn't. It's not like she was like, girl, explore him. I'll explore him too. She was very upfront, very honest. It made sense.
Right.
Right. So, and that's my whole thing. Like, the way that they tried to make it seem is that Shelly made it... And it didn't sit well with Shelly. Cool. That's fine, Shelly. It didn't have to sit right with you, but for you to make it seem like Huda was not giving you the full story of what she was trying to do.
Why did it not sit right with Shelly? She didn't want Huda to have anyone?
I think it was because all of Huda's antics. And she was just like, bro, just say what it is. It's for you. Like, you...
But she did say that. She said it's for me too.
Well, she did say at the very end, I'm excited for you. Why are you excited for me? Be excited for your damn self.
I mean,
why are you excited for me?
If I was in Huda's situation, because she also knows
you're not excited for me.
I think she kind of wanted to see Shelly explore Chris a little bit, just to shake up stuff in the villa.
I think she did. I think she was thinking win-win. If you would decide not to go, you try to go with Chris, then Ace is available.
I mean, when it comes to that, I would do the same thing. I'd be like, hey, girl, I'm gonna bring him back for the both of us because I'm trying to secure my spot in this island too.
And that's why I'm saying I feel like Shelly just kind of saw how Huda was moving throughout and just kind of slowly just decided, like, listen, this girl is not for me. I think that's really what it was, but you try to make it a bigger deal on this one situation, try to die on this hill. And I didn't like that. Also, they did a heart rate challenge, Jillian. So
okay. I've heard about
the
this.
heart rate challenge is a big deal, right? So they do this heart rate challenge. Mind you, she's still exploring Chris. Shelly is, right? So when her and Ace go, she decides to double back on Chris, which I thought was inappropriate off the rip. Like, because y'all are towards the end, you're saying that you're pretty much locked in with Ace. Like, this is your guy, but hey, I'm still exploring, but I'm pretty sure you're where I'm going to go. So, again, doubling back seemed disrespectful for me. And then then Huda and Chris go. Well, every single person in that heart rate challenge said Huda did too much. She went too far.
Oh, okay.
Too far. So mind you, the way the editors, where the producers cut it, it looks like Huduf in it. Well, she definitely turned around and put her ass in his face, but it looked like she damn near sat on his face. That's what I was thinking. When they were saying it was too far, I was like, did she sit on his face? Did she do it?
But apparently that's
that's insane.
That's not even what they were upset about. Is the way she.
But she licked him from the rooter to the bottom of his stuff to the top, literally with her tongue. Put her tongue on it. That's too far. That's too far. Don't lick my man.
But in her defense, and I don't like to defend this girl.
Before
the challenge started, they asked everyone, "Are there any limits?" And everyone said, "Did you hear that part?" Everyone said there's no limit on it.
No. That's what they said was said. We didn't see that as the viewers.
No, but multiple people explained that before they did that challenge,
they were saying that they had never had any boundaries or limits.
They said that there was an interview when someone said they had a discussion.
Yes, there's no limits, but it doesn't mean you can pull my pants down.
But they said that she didn't pull his pants down.
I'm just saying, Stacey, but where's the limit?
Well, Jill, all I'm saying is
actually touching their genitals is too much.
They said before they did that challenge that they went around in the circle and asked everybody.
No, who said that?
They was on an interview.
Who said that they went around in a circle?
They said it was on an interview. Someone said that everybody was asked.
That's what she's asking. Who said it?
I'm gonna I'll go find the interview for you.
So you don't even have an idea who you think might have said it?
It was said, and that's when Shelly made the comment. Hold on, and Shelly made the comment, and she said, "Well, I didn't think that I would have to say that you can't do that." That's like
they said boundaries. So that's
they
okay.
said that there was no boundaries.
Listen,
they could do whatever.
That's cool. So Stacey,
I was just trying to say in her defense.
You might have heard that, and if you found it, if you heard it. Cool.
But in her
defense, I never heard that.
In her defense, before the challenge, if everyone has a discussion and everyone says, okay, yeah, we're cool with whatever, there's no boundaries, and they go hard on challenges, and everybody's like, yeah, we're cool with whatever. Okay?
Yeah.
Hence the reason why, girls, they discussed. Cool. It was said on an interview. Someone else said it, not her. And they were like, cool. So, and I'm just saying in her defense. Mm-hmm. And she says that they go hard on challenges because the goal is to win.
Yeah.
I'm not defending the girl, but I just want to put it out there that this was discussed.
So if they win challenges,
time out.
Do they get...
Girl, they don't get
nothing. They don't get nothing. So they're going hard for nothing.
Nothing.
Right? So, listen.
That's a bit much. Okay.
I heard... What Stacey said, I heard variations of. I never heard they say they went...
Actually, I'm going to find the interview for you. Go ahead.
I'm just saying, I'm just saying what I heard. I only heard that they never discussed boundaries of couples and that they had said, do we have any limits? And all of them were like, no, we good. It wasn't no sit down. What do you think? What should you do? Are you cool with it? Wasn't like a serious sit down moment.
But they
was
did say they had no boundaries.
But it was like something that was put out there, like, oh, do your big one.
Before that challenge.
Do your
so if
big
they say
one.
there's no boundaries, what does that mean?
You do whatever you want.
Thank you. In her defense.
And I exactly, in her defense, it is a challenge. However, again, you're supposed to be my girl.
Yeah.
You're supposed to be my girl.
Yes, I get that.
You really think I want you licking the man I've been pretty much coupled up with since the beginning?
Saying, if they're saying
from the top, from the bottom of it to the top of it, when I knew you were feeling him at some point. When I knew you were feeling him at some point, you think I'm cool with that? And then on top of that, no. And on top of that, when people were getting even blowing in Jeremiah's direction, you were freaking out, calling them all kinds of B's and outside their name and saying they ain't this and they ain't that. I don't like you. I don't trust you. Get away. Shelley's point.
I agree. I shouldn't have to say
point.
There's a boundary.
Do I think Shelley was a little bit hypocritical? Yeah, I do. Only in the sense with how she approached Ace with it. You shouldn't say nothing. Ace, you said, like, you are the one, like Shelly, you double back.
Here's my thing. I completely agree. Shelly shouldn't have to say, yeah, I'm going to have a boundary on this one, because I would feel like, based on how you were with Jeremiah and things that we didn't do to him, I wouldn't expect you to do with someone that I'm locked in. However, I was just trying to say...
I was just trying to say for everyone who didn't watch...
One of
those cuss everybody out when they're not a girl's girl, that girl?
No, I'm just not trying to defend her, but I'm just saying. one of the things that she said, or other islanders have said before that challenge, they did have
and I feel that that's a very small sliver of the situation. It's a very small sliver.
I get it.
And it doesn't override everything else.
I'm not saying what she did was okay.
And that's why I'm saying, I feel like Shelly was only being hypocritical with Ace. That's it. With Huda, she had her point. She had her point. She made her point, and I feel like she saw this girl doing things throughout. She was like, "You are a fake friend, and I'm done with you."
I mean, clearly she's a fake friend. I feel like
that's all I'm saying is Shelly that was just like Shelly's final straw.
I think Shelly a fake friend, but hey.
So let's go into the Alandria of all. I'm kind of done with Shelly because again, like, I'm waiting on Shelly to say something about this Ace interview.
She's not.
She won't.
And
she
he
won't.
He just doubled down again. He was drunk somewhere last night. I just saw him saying something on TikTok.
He ain't.
And that's her man. And she's gonna stick beside him.
Let's talk about Alandria because
all the haters. Let's hold on. Where's my Alandria stuff? Here we go. Yeah. So, Alandria, beautiful woman.
Mm-hmm. Very
beautiful. Chased her down to get on the show for 3 years. 3 years. Smart, educated, holds herself with poise, all these great things. From the moment that woman got in there, y'all were trying to embarrass her. From the very second she stepped in that door, y'all were trying to embarrass. I don't understand why they wanted so badly to embarrass her either.
I'll tell you why. Because of her confidence and being comfortable in her skin.
And everybody took their turns trying to take a lick at her.
It was a need to humble her. And
they still haven't.
Yeah, that's what they were trying to do. I really do feel like sometimes when somebody sees you as confident and comfortable in your skin, especially when you're not the quote unquote not saying that she's not beautiful, you're not the
beauty standards of America. It is what it is.
The beauty standard, they want you to hate yourself and aspire to be that standard. And I think that's what people love Alandria. They twist yourself up. Yeah. And so for her, she wasn't subscribing to that. She's confident. She knows who she is. She loves herself, and it clearly translated to the screen.
It bothered many people.
And it bothered people, so they took that opportunity like, oh, you're not supposed to be like this.
You're a sidekick. You're supposed to be sidekick energy. You're not main star energy.
You're not the main. You're not the main character. You're not supposed to be the main character.
Yep.
And so attitude adjustment, and they do that through.
Well, for me, it's like, okay, and I'm going to let you say it because I want to just say, because we're going to touch on 3 people, like, because it was the women that wanted to keep putting her down. It was the producers, and it was the other black men.
What I was going to say is this here. So when it comes to Alandria, right? Based on how society is, I expect for producers to put you down or other people to put you down. But when you have people that you call your friends who are supposed to be there for you, when they're jealous of you and now they put you down, I feel like it hurts even more. Because I feel like, honestly, Shelly and Alandria were friends and they were cool until they got kicked out the villa and they realized how big of a deal.
I actually feel like Shelly hasn't done anything to change that narrative, though. Shelly hasn't done anything.
I don't think she's a good friend. I would always see Alandria saying the first thing that kind of rubbed me the wrong way. Y'all were so tight in the villa, right? Very first interview post villa, they did an interview. It was Ace and Shelly, and they asked, "Who do you think is going to win?" I personally thought they would have said Nick Alandria. She said Brian. They said they're going for Brian.
Well, they said their heart wants to choose.
They said they're going for Brian and Amaya.
But they said they thought Amaya should win because they felt bad for Amaya.
So I'm like, so you're picking some.
They said Nick Alandria because I think Shelly actually said Nick and Alandria, and he said Brian.
No, yeah.
And then Taylor and Clark said, because actually Taylor said Nick Alandria or Brian and Amaya.
I'm not talking about Taylor. I'm talking about just Shelly. And I just feel like Ace they're not, personally, I feel like Ace is jealous of Nick Alandria, and I think Shelly is also jealous of the hype that Alandria.
I'm saying there's a suspicion there, but I also I feel like I have to say Shelly has not done anything to to push this narrative that she is not.
But your
down
man
for,
just came out here and said all this stuff, and you don't like.
You shouldn't. I mean,
but
would you do that? I would. It would not be a good look for you to come and downplay. With,
I mean, I probably wouldn't get
you need to
involved
check
in
him
it
in
either.
private,
But
like,
I just,
for sure.
I personally
Check
feel.
him in
I
private.
personally feel that there are people that you have in your life that they're okay.
But I think Shelly
they're
probably
okay
knew.
when you're on the same level, or if you're even below them. But the minute that you start to
elevate
it
up.
becomes a problem. And these are
Exactly.
conversations that I have with my girls about their friendships and who they hang around. Like, yeah, there are people who'll be cool and in your, like, all about you when you're beneath them or on the same level as them.
Those people
But
in
then
my
the
life.
minute you elevate, so you have to look out
As
for
you
that.
start to elevate, little comments will come.
So you have
little
to-
things, little digs, little situations where they try to make things a little bit harder for
so
you,
have
just
to
because they want to.
be aware. Everybody's not your friend.
Yeah, sometimes
Right,
people
right. Everybody
are.
is not
Some
your
people are.
motherfucking
Some people are
friend,
in your
y'all.
circle, because you make them feel good about their lives.
That too.
Because they'll be like, "Well, my life's bad, but not as bad as hers," and it's
they
a way
want to
for
help
them,
you and help you until
yeah.
you're doing too good.
And
Then
so
it's a
they
problem.
feel like,
Then it's a problem.
Then
hey,
you got to be humble.
Then you gotta like when they start leaving you, when you start getting left behind, it's a problem.
It's a problem.
It's a problem.
yeah, that's
Michelandria is bigger than the program. They did not
So-
realize how big they were going to be.
So let's first talk about Olandria first. When they first try to make her a villain or give her a bad edit, or because I mean, to be fair, the producers allowed all of this, and they clearly wanted her to look a certain used to her. Taylor and Ace talking about how he is not attracted to her. And Ace is like saying all these things he can do. And it's like, why would you guys put that in there unless you wanted the audience to see that he does not really like her?
Well, that's what Ace is saying. He only talked
Why
to her
did you
because
do that?
production made him talk
But
to
that's
her.
my whole point. Why would production show us that? Unless they want her embarrassed.
Right. That was so when production edits, I realized they're trying to tell.
They're
Listen,
trying to
they
tell a
don't
story.
care what really happened. They already have a story in their mind, and they're going to tell the story. So production, this was their story. That even if it's not what went down, this is how they're going to tell the story.
Yeah, but I think when it comes to reality TV shows, they are trying to portray a certain narrative as well. They definitely try to influence the cast, and that's any reality TV show.
Right. Yes.
Go ahead.
No, I'm just like, some people just leave mean comments.
I mean, that's okay. Girl, it is what it is. You're going to have to just move on. You got to have thick skin if you're going to be in this world.
Tell me about it.
Yeah. Anyway, so what were we talking about? Okay, so Olandria and the fire pit. So so the very first thing, it's like episode 3, I think. So they're at the fire pit and there's a bombshell that's come in, and they give the guys an opportunity to say, hey, if you want, and girls, if you want to couple up with her, come stand up. Mm-hmm. Well, Jeremiah, he's steady sticking a hooded ass, so he didn't get up, right? But every other guy got up.
Yeah.
Shelly Austin got up for her. Ace had to get up, and Olandria, who did not think Taylor was gonna get up, got up. Right. So actually, I don't even know if they had shown us at that point. So we were just thinking, dang, I can't believe he got up. And Olandria is clearly upset about it. Not rightfully so, if you ask me. But she's upset about it, and then Huda starts to be like, oh my God, I can't believe you guys. Like, you guys need some good men. I'm sorry for you girls. Y'all are like some little boys. And all Landria said was, hey, you don't got to do all that. Like, we good. We're going to have a nice little thing to talk about later. Like that. Like,
right.
and I get it. I think Huda was embarrassed. I think she didn't know how to take Alandria in that moment and felt some type of way.
And I think Alandria was just trying to compose herself because you could tell, like, when I looked at her
Alandria didn't
face,
mean it like that.
Yeah,
because she's a black woman, immediately it's aggressive and immediately
she was just
attack.
saying we'll talk about it later, but like if she had talked about it right then, you can tell she was gonna start crying. So she was just like, I'm okay, I'm good. Like,
I don't know about crying. It's like day 3.
her eyes were just like
day 3, bro.
Her eyes were kind of like, she was like, we'll talk about it like later.
I think she was meaning like we're not like
doing this right. I'm
and
good.
again, I think Alandria came to this show with a very a sense of I'm going to represent black women in a certain way. Mm-hmm. And I definitely think that Alandria came in with that mindset and knew I can't blow up on this guy. So let's talk about it later. And I think that's the energy she was trying to give Huda. And Huda was just, of course, again, just immediately starts crying. Why would she say that? Why would she say what? She didn't cuss you out. She just said, hey, you're good.
Yeah.
You can stop. Like, because she was doing a lot. She's doing too much.
She was just asking her to take it down a notch.
Like, take it down a notch. You're doing a lot. If we're not doing that, you don't need to do that.
Right.
We're good. Like, and I think that's all she was saying. And so that's like the first time you really mean girl surface against Huda.
Well, producers.
And that is when this picture surfaces and Alandria's face is on George Floyd's body and Huda's face is on the cop in that terrible image. Mm-hmm. So that's when all of this starts, like this mean girl edit of them, and then then Shelly is beloved up until she had that issue with Chris coming back from Casa Amor. Mm-hmm. So it's just like, but for whatever reason, Alandria is always on the chopping block, right? Because another piece for me is like the whole Taylor admitting, because he actually admits later on. So you see them talk about how they're not attracted. He's not attracted to her. Mm-hmm. My whole thing is, why did the producers put that in there?
That's the story they wanted us.
Yeah.
That's how they
so
wanted.
So you wanted us to, not only, because you wanted us to see that she was going for Taylor, but you also wanted us to see that this man does not like her.
Right. Mm-hmm. They wanted us to, that's the narrative.
And I thought that was messed up, especially for a woman that you begged to come on this show for 3 years.
But they know what sells, honey, and they spun a tale.
And I do feel like they literally only casted Taylor for Landria. They casted him because she said she wanted a cowboy, a country cowboy.
He actually is
and that's what he is.
He really
is? Okay.
He is a black cowboy.
Yeah.
Goes to his family, they have a rodeo that they.
Oh,
yes.
Nice.
So his grandparents. So that's one thing I will say. Clark, she clocked that because he is from money.
He's from Oklahoma.
Big money. Big money.
Oh, okay.
He's from Oklahoma, and his family they actually own a rodeo.
Don Clark.
Nice.
But why it was a video, Julie, it was the funniest thing ever. So you're like, everybody's upset, obviously, like, well, not anymore. They're like, y'all don't feel bad for Alandria. She made it out safe, because in one video you see her and Nick in Greece and like in this water, and then the next video you see Clark sitting on a countertop with a pot on her head talking about
like a band.
And then here goes Taylor, and I was like,
or when Taylor,
look at you at the house banging a pot.
Yeah.
Or when Taylor threatened to take back all the bags that he bought her.
He's been saying weird
or
stuff. Or when
he be pushing her in the head.
He has pushed her, talking. Yeah, he's
childish.
He's just childish.
I think he's very.
I don't like people trying to make it seem like he's like violent or mean.
I think he's just childish.
I think that's just his personality.
It would never have worked with Alandria anyway.
Yeah, and I do think that Nick steps it up for her to be more mature. But let's go back to the topic. So so fire pit scene. Then you have the Taylor and Ace. So then, mind you, so this interview happens, right? And Ace gets on and says that basically he's been in cahoots with production this entire time, and has been pushing their narratives, including, because he's saying I've been the one pushing different conversations with the guys, telling them to go do stuff with their girls because they are telling me I need to push this. So I'm just like, so you were involved the whole time. So you knew that, so Taylor didn't like her, yet you were saying that you love Alandria. So do you love Alandria? Because now, not only were you a part of the deception that she had inside the villa, but you are now a part of the deception outside of Villa, because now you're going on podcasts telling the world that you don't believe, as much as you try to act like you didn't say it, you said it, that her is not genuine. How is that fair to her?
That's not.
You literally keep messing with her life and making this punchline in whatever you have going on. And I think ultimately what happened is Ace went in there, thought he was going to be the producer's pet, which he was, right? You're pushing all these narratives, having all these conversations. You're admittedly saying you're annoyed having these conversations about other people's relationship. So in your head, what does that mean? Y'all gonna reward me at the end, right?
Right.
I'm finna win.
Right.
I'll win the show. That's the agreement.
Yeah.
And it didn't happen that way.
No.
It didn't happen that way.
And I want to also add that I listened to the last interview that they did together, Nick and Alandria, and they discussed. At no point have they ever said that they were actually boyfriend and girlfriend. The last thing I heard them say when they were together,
at their own pace.
They said that we are not boyfriend and girlfriend yet. We are dating to see if we can move forward in a relationship. These people have never said they're in a relationship. So for him to insinuate that it's fake, what is fake? Nothing is fake. They've never.
Like, what he's trying to insinuate is that he's attracted to Alandria, but he would never actually really be with her.
But he literally just said, we're not in a relationship. He said we're taking our own time. Really and truly, it's only been like 3 to 4 weeks since we've been out the villa. That's not how it works in the real world.
Yeah,
you're taking
he
shots
said, we're just dating to see if we could get into a relationship.
Yeah, because when you're on the show, that's not real life.
That's what he said. It's not real life. They have never lied. So to insinuate that they're selling something, what are they selling to me? Nothing.
Yeah.
They've never lied to me.
Yeah.
And if a person who and the way Nick respects her, she literally said out her own mouth. She was like, the way this guy, she even said that even his mom is always checking to make sure
that not only is she getting these contracts, but she's getting equal pay.
Fairly compensated.
Fair compensation.
This man, she told him, she said, I want to model. He said, you're going to model. He already had a shoot pre-booked. He is already a model. So before the villa, he already had shoots lined up. Shoots with Kula.
It was Agua de Gafir and Kula Khani.
He literally
Kuli
got
Khani?
Kuli, whatever it's called. He literally got her on the shoot. Kuli is a bikini. She was there. Okay.
And she got paid the same as him.
That's so he made sure to add her to the Grease trip.
That's so she right.
And so she could be in the campaign with him and also get paid correctly for her time.
And the same thing, and that's what she said. She was like, I told him I wanted to be a model. I told him I want to go to Greece. She said he took me to Greece.
So
he
that
put me in
alone-
2 sheets. She said, this guy, whatever I asked for. So for me, if that's what a scammer, if the person who doesn't want to be with me, scam me all day.
Yeah.
If you don't want to be with me and you're going out of your way to make sure that I'm good
I'm getting things that I want
and I'm good and fairly compensated
and protecting her, because he is taking the time to protect her in this media, being able to speak for her, because at the end of the day, we already know his white male voice is gonna have a bigger
he's
impact.
a little PR.
And
He's already a bit PR trained from being a model from before.
A
His
problem
family
for
and stuff.
Ace is that he was having so much backlash that he felt Nick should have spoken up for him or been more public about him speaking up for him. But again, you're a grown man. This man is dealing with the woman he says he cares about being racially attacked daily.
Right.
He's being attacked daily for even fiending to even want to date a dark-skinned black woman. You know what I'm saying? So they're going through their own success to the reunion or whatever he said they chose the right people to be in the top 4 because that's what America chose.
And he said Ace is upset because I guess Nick has said behind cameras or off cameras that he felt like Shelly and Ace should have been in the top
4,
which everybody felt that too. But obviously at the reunion when they asked him that, he was like, yeah, he just said, yeah, I feel like America got like the 4 that were here who were meant to be here. It's a perfect PR answer because what do you want him to do? Just be like, no, they didn't get her. Like,
yeah,
but he's not that. He's not that guy.
Because what are you really gonna say? Yeah, I don't think Huda and Chris should have been there. I think it should have. Like, it's so controversial.
That's just
for
not
what?
who he
it's
is.
Already
he
done.
was just like, yeah, the final.
And I think he straight up said like, oh, because Ace confronted him about it. He was like, yeah, well, sorry, but I'm over that.
Right. And Ace confronted him because, like, why didn't you stick up for? And he was like, he literally said, yeah,
like, oh, really? I'm over it.
I'm over it. It's so much time has passed now. Like, why are we still talking about this?
Yeah.
And it's been, like, you have been eliminated and sent home weeks ago. Like, why?
What do you want to talk about? Talk about how the producer screwed you over? Because really, at the end of the day, that's what you're really mad about. The producer screwed you over. Didn't give you what you thought you would get.
But then he goes and insinuates that they're fake. And also insinuated that the man has herpes. That he has herpes.
Come on.
But the whole reason why he's doing that is because
he wants attention.
Now that they're off the island and Nick and Alandria are getting the attention that he thought he would be getting.
Yep.
And so now,
ding, ding, ding.
oh, well, I didn't get what I want. So you definitely not gonna
You
get
definitely can't get what you're getting.
And
my problem with that too, though, is saying it's and do interview. What happened? People were talking about Ace all day the next day.
But to me, to do that interview and insinuate that the whole thing was fake and that Nick has herpes or cold sores or whatever, and
that was crazy.
And then the same sentence say, "But I don't respect Nick, but I respect Alandria." You don't respect Alandria,
and let's
because
change that word because you surely don't respect her.
If you respected her, you would not have insinuated that this relationship is fake. Mm-hmm. You would not insinuate that the man that she's been kissing has cold sores. You would not insinuate that even the guy on the show was only pushed to talk to her because the producer. It just makes her look bad all the way around.
Because at the end of the day, you wanted to make Nick look bad.
But you made her look bad,
But
too.
you made her look you made her look bad.
Like, nobody wants this woman.
Yeah.
Like, she's some dog.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, nobody wants her.
Yeah.
And for Nick, he's been protecting Olandra this whole time.
He's actually the only one.
I was going to ask you, Stacey, what do you think about Nick especially at the end, continuously making sure he said, Olandria has people's back that don't have hers, and that's one of the reasons why I care about her so much, because she's loyal
She's
to
very
these
loyal.
people.
He's always said that about her.
And to people who are not loyal to her. So it makes me go, is this more than the Taylor thing?
I think so.
I think maybe, and this is just a theory, I think maybe Nick heard wind of things going on.
I think so. And
I think that's why, especially now, he's so like, I'm going to protect you.
I think so. He's very protective of her. His family is very protective of her. And from what I understand, both families get along well. I did see something that her mom, she's an older woman, and she was saying, like, if she had kids, she would sit her kids down and say, listen, Shelley and Taylor are not your friends. Mm-hmm. And the mom, did you see this?
Oh,
she commented, she reposted the TikTok, and she actually commented and said, trust me, I did just that with Olandria.
Oh, good. Because they're not.
That's literally all she said, though. Nothing negative. Nothing.
And the sad part is, I feel like I hate that I feel like Shelley and her friendship is going to be collateral damage.
It's not It's not a true. They've been friends for 8 weeks in the villa. It's not that deep.
Yeah.
It's not like they were friends.
They're acquaintances.
They're just
really
it's
at
not
this
a true
point.
friendship. I think Olandria put more into that friendship.
Would see how Olandria would talk about the
That's
friendship,
my soul sister, yeah,
Shelley.
I've never heard Shelley
You
say
never really heard Shelley speak in the exact same way.
It's not. And
it's not reciprocated the exact same way.
I saw the video. So Shelley had, right before this interview dropped, like a day or two before the interview dropped, it was Shelley's birthday, and she was turning 28. She had a huge bash. Olandria actually came. And when Olandria came,
they freaked out.
The people lost it. I mean, the screams were so loud. I also felt like that also kind of made Shelley was like, it's my birthday, but
because you've actually noticed too, again, Ace's interview, that's the next day, everything they did was sponsored. Everything they did was sponsored. I was like,
yeah.
I wonder why.
So Shelley's birthday was sponsored by Crown Royal.
And then she made a post that day that Ace's thing came out, and then they had a YouTube video drop too.
Oh, but they also said that Taylor's TikTok live, where he was responding to the Ace podcast, was also sponsored by Crown Royal. So they were all saying it was a setup.
Okay, we're gonna wrap it up because I know we've been talking forever. But let me tell you what the thing about it is. I think this is where it all boils down to. Nick Olandria was bigger than anybody would have ever thought.
Yeah, CNN reposted them. We'll had a thing about them.
This is the biggest couple to have ever come from Love Island.
Huge.
Mm-hmm. I would say outside of Molly May and Tommy Fury, which is more of a European couple. They're definitely more popular, but not in America. Mm-hmm. But for me, ultimately, from the entire Love Island franchise, Nick and Olandria are the most, and I would say Olandria over Nick, are the most famous people from this show.
Okay. Yes.
And I think, and people are just naturally jealous.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
I think it's a natural element we all kind of have to fight back.
But I think,
and I feel like it is more than anybody can handle. And I think Olandria and Nick only have each other in their family. They need to realize that. And from this show, sadly, because of what came from it, because of the fame and notoriety and the love, those friendships cannot last.
And they're not real friendships.
Sadly.
They knew each other for 8 weeks.
Real to begin with.
Right. They were on an island stuck together.
But you would think that because they are stuck on this island together, because there's a shared experience that nobody else will ever understand, Pepe probably will be good with them. Pepe.
Yes,
and Jeremiah.
Here's the thing.
But them other ones,
not their friends.
The fellow black people on that island,
not their friends. But guess what? They don't need them anyway. Mm-mm. And I think what people don't understand, I will say this: even Nick Olandria didn't even win. Brian and Amaya won. They're not even the winners. And I don't.
Had like no interviews without Nick and Landry with them.
And another thing too, right? If Ace and Shelly would have won,
happened.
Ace and Shelly would have never been as big as Nick and Landry.
Let me tell you this right now. Let me tell you this right now.
When y'all talk about couples, the only one I know is Nick and Landria. So,
right.
You know, I heard about I don't know who she was with. I don't know Shelly. I don't know who her boyfriend is. I don't want to know.
Girl, let me tell you this. Let me tell if Ace ever listens to this, let me tell you this right now. If it wasn't Nick and Landria,
it was not going to be.
It was never going to be you.
They would. Nobody could have what Nick and Landria
sadly, I know what you thought was going to happen, Ace. It was never going to happen. They used you. They played you. Call a spade. Chalk it up to the game and move on with your life.
Right, I agree.
Exactly.
Like, seriously.
I agree.
You made a mistake. I get it. You made a mistake going on the show. You thought that you were going to be the one. Because even when he would talk about when they had the whole vote, Jillian, it makes you go, okay, he's a narcissist. Because this vote is going on. He's constantly getting voted to the bottom. Every single time. Yet every single time the next vote comes up, where does he put himself? Right back at the number 1 spot. Why can't you see that America don't like you and just be like, you know what, I'm just going to go ahead and sit over here because America clearly don't like me. And then he was like, you can tell his whole attitude changed after that whole America vote.
But I think, here's the thing, and I think the reason why is when somebody's like the it person, it's people tend to gravitate to the person who least wants the spotlight.
Amaya.
And so I think the more desperate you seem to want the spotlight, the more turned off people get. And people want that when you just have this great open personality, but you kind of carefree about it.
Yes, until I saw him trying to be Daddy Ace. Yes. It was a problem for them. It was too much.
When you seem thirsty, then people don't want it.
I wanted to like Ace. I really did. And I tried to like, and then I was even like, maybe I was wrong. And then this interview happened. I was like, every single thing I thought, I was correct on.
Honestly, I thought he was more mature in the villa, but now I realize, okay,
he's a little, he's definitely, he's a
just
child.
Shows his age because he is
he's young. And I get it. He's very not like, I think he gets it here. But his emotions will never allow him to act correctly right now. He needs to just allow himself to emotionally mature. So
I think so.
Anyway, sorry guys. That was a very long episode. But even so, I know these Love Island people gonna eat it up because Love Island people, I'll sit there and watch a 3-hour video. So it is what it is.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to get my life back from this show because it has literally sucked up my life for the last 2 months. So
I think I'm gonna wrap up. Like I'm done. Like I can't. Like I'll follow Nick and Landria because I love them as a couple.
I'm gonna go and follow everybody else but them.
But yeah, like I'm done.
I don't need to follow anybody. Well, maybe some people. I'll probably keep Pepe. I still like Iris. Okay.
I mean, you'll unfollow.
I'm gonna go unfollow Ace. I'm over him.
I don't even follow him, and I was like, why are you following this man?
and it makes me want to go unfollow Shelly, and I don't want. That's what I'm saying. I don't want to do that. I want to like Shelly. I really do.
I think my Love Island journey has come to an end. This is my first time ever watching Love Island, and I think I'm not gonna watch it.
We'll wrap it up with that. That's actually one of the questions I was gonna ask. Would you ever watch Love Island after this?
No. I think I'm done.
Would you watch Would you start watching?
No. I mean, but then it's nothing to.
You're not a reality TV person.
I'm sure it's a great show. It's interesting. I love hearing the different conversations and seeing people interact. And like I said, I've seen a lot on social media conversations. I love that. Yeah. But I've like the last reality show I was obsessed with was Jersey Shore, and that's it. And I'm over it.
I wouldn't do it again, but I do love Nick and Landria. They remind me of a good book. You know, I love guys. You know, I love to read.
Landria said that, yeah.
I love to read.
And she was like, "I'd be open to them writing a book." I was like, "Girl, I'll read it.
I would read that book. Like,
I'll watch your show. I pretty much will consume anything that they give us.
Yes.
And I want to actually, we'll wrap up on this. I will say I will continue watching the show because I want to see the growth. But I will say I will continuously support Nick and Landria. Yeah. And if it's not real, I don't care.
I love Landria.
I know, and I want to point out, like, it does not matter. It does not matter to us if they're real. Let's be clear. I'm just happy to see a woman, a black woman, a dark-skinned black woman be in love loudly, proudly, and in the world in consuming.
And I want to add one thing. I know we're trying to wrap up, but here's something. So Landria had an interview, and she was saying that she went to a HBCU, and she was saying that for 3 years she did computer science. She was going to be tech. She was doing coding and stuff. But the last year she changed her major, so she had like an extra year. And my daughter goes, "Mom, did you know Landria? She was going to do tech."
Yeah, she's into it.
She goes, when my daughter came to me, like, Mom, Alandria, because I'm trying to push my daughter, my 16-year-old, like, she does computer science now in high school. I'm trying to push her in tech. You know, she's doing coding right now. And she was so excited. And she was like, Alandria coded for 3 years. And I was like, oh, that's
And she
amazing.
said she wanted to be that girl.
Yeah,
Like, the code,
so
it was pretty.
For me, that's why I like Alandria, because regardless of the show,
She's always going to push
she went back
those
to her,
little
yes,
black girls to be
did.
bigger and better than they ever thought they could be. And
that's why.
That's enough.
So,
yeah, that's awesome.
That's enough.
I just had to add that.
She is the
so
star,
excited.
and you rarely see a dark-skinned black woman come out of a star like this and be
She's the main
star.
character.
Yeah.
She's the star, and especially when you see how much they try to push her down.
Right.
And she's the star. So
Yeah.
I love Alandria. I love Nick, and I'm a Nick Alandrian fan to the day
Yeah,
I
I
die.
am too.
There you go.
All right, guys, we're gonna get out of here. You know, if you have any comments, please comment in the comments. We'll definitely interact, because I surely would love to keep talking about this. But again, I'm trying to get my life back. So, you know, comment. We'll be back again next week, and we're back.
All right. See y'all next week. Bye.
Bye.
Okay. Are you still alive? Because nobody was really on there except like one or two people that popped in and popped right on out.
Ooh, that's